Acting PM, when will the salary review of the Prime Minister and Cabinet Ministers take place?
So Vijay, as you know, the Parliament passed a motion to set up an independent emoluments committee, which is going to look at the salaries, the allowances, the pension. And this is the first time, after 16 years, that we have set up this committee, which was always the case before 2006. So what happened was, after the election, when Fiji First Party had won, before the first sitting of the Parliament, they brought the Parliamentary Remuneration Decree 2014. And under that decree, the salaries of the Prime Minister, Ministers, Leader of the Opposition, Speaker, Members of Parliament were established. And so what we have done is we have set up an independent Parliamentary Emoluments Committee, which is made up of members of Parliament from both sides. That committee has got the services of an independent expert, and that report will be presented to Parliament, and then the Parliament will debate, probably take time for people to understand that. It will be made public, and then the Parliament will vote and decide, what is the appropriateness, appropriate salary, allowances, etc. But in the meantime, in that Parliamentary Remunerations Decree, they had set these allowances. I know a lot of people are talking about, we might as well talk about it now.
We'll talk about that allowances issue, yeah.
Yeah, so the allowances were set in that Parliamentary Remunerations Decree 2014. So, it was for the President, Prime Minister, Ministers, Assistant Ministers, Leader of the Opposition and Speaker. So it was UNDP assistance, subsistence allowance plus 50% together with $300 per day for the President, 50% with $300 per day for the Prime Minister. Now the Fiji First government, and we opposed this in 2016, brought an amendment to the Parliamentary Remunerations Decree revised in 2016, and there the allowances were increased by a huge amount. So from UNDP subsistence allowance plus 50% together with $300 per day for the Prime Minister, it went up to UNDP subsistence allowance plus 250% together with $600 per day incidental allowance. For ministers, it went up to 200% together with $500 per day incidental allowance, and assistant ministers. So everybody had an increase in 2016. Now, what we are going to do, we had thought that this will be part of the Parliamentary Emoluments Committee report, but it's
taken 10 months.
It's taken a bit of time, as part of the parliamentary process. That is why I am now taking a motion to Parliament in the next session, just on the allowances, and there will be, and we will be announcing, substantial reduction, and probably go back to what it was in 2014. For example, if I can give you this example, the Prime Minister's per diem rate that would be at the moment would be about 3,400, depending on where, per day. Our proposed reduction, which has been agreed to by the Cabinet, and of course, with the endorsement of the Prime Minister himself, will reduce it to almost half. And that is what we had promised, and that is what we will do as part of the motion in the next sitting of Parliament.
Thanks for that clarification, Acting Prime Minister.